Hi, my name is Lev Grossman, and I wrote a story this month for Vanity Fair about Star Wars with amazing photos by Annie Leibovitz. And this is what I know about Star Wars, this is what I don't know, and there's a bunch of stuff I can't tell you. To write this article, I spent time with J.J. Abrams at Bad Robot. I also went to Star Wars Celebration in Chicago, where I spent hours of one-on-one time with most of the cast members and also most of the major figures behind the scenes. Here's what we now know about the new movie. We're going to learn more about the origin of the First Order, which is something that The Force Awakens kind of skipped over. We are going to go back in this movie and explore how we kind of got into this whole mess. Maybe the most important relationship in the new trilogy is between Kylo Ren and Rey. They are on opposite sides, but there's a personal connection between them, and it's going to run deeper than we even thought it could. One thing fans have been waiting for a long time is the appearance of the Knights of Ren. The Knights of Ren were kind of a throwaway line in Force Awakens.
He means nothing to me.
Even you, master of the Knights of Ren.
They're finally going to arrive in Skywalker. I spoke to Anthony Daniels, who plays C-3PO, and he says that C-3PO is going to do something in this movie that will surprise us all. C-3PO has a line that includes the phrase, common emblem. Anthony Daniels mentioned this because he had a lot of trouble saying it on set. We don't know what that means, but we do know C-3PO is going to say it. Although, as I pointed out in the article, they'll almost certainly change it once we mention it. Carrie Fisher, who plays Princess Leia, of course, tragically passed away before the filming of Skywalker, but she's going to be in the movie. They found scenes that they didn't use of her from Force Awakens and put those scenes in the new movie. So not only is she going to be in the new movie, but she'll actually have scenes with her daughter, who plays a Resistance lieutenant. There are a few new characters in the movie. We know one of them is named Zori Bliss. She is played by Kerry Russell, and we see her in the Thieves' Quarter of a planet called Kijimi. May not be an ice planet, but there's definitely snow. There's also a planet called Pasaana. We know that it is on the edge of the galaxy, and its inhabitants are called the Aki-Aki. The footage of Pasaana was shot in Jordan, in a place called Wadi Rum, which is extremely remote and is where they shot Lawrence of Arabia. Richard E. Grant is in the movie. He'll be playing a character named Allegiant General Pride. He is in the First Order, so presumably he is not a good guy. There are fan theories that maybe he could possibly be General Hux's father, but he's definitely playing for the wrong team. There's also a character named Janna, played by Naomi Ackie, and she is riding an animal called an Orback. And that is about all we know about her. There's a lot of fan theories about Janna. We know Luke Skywalker will be in this movie. We're not sure what form he's going to take. He could be a Force ghost, or we may see him in a flashback. We're not sure, but we do know that he's going to be there. In the new movie, it will provide the climax to the literally millennia-long conflict between the Jedi Order on the one hand and the Sith on the other. There's still a lot that we don't know about the new movie. Starting with the meaning of the title. Who is the Skywalker that's going to rise? It could be Rey. We don't know who her parents are. She could be a Skywalker. When we meet Rey, she is waiting for her parents to come back. Then in Last Jedi, Kylo Ren says that they were just sort of trash gatherers who abandoned her and then died. But Kylo Ren is, of course, not really a reliable narrator. It's also been suggested that Skywalker is not a person, but rather a new kind of order of sort of Force-sensitive warriors who will kind of rise up and come after the Jedi. Another big question raised by the teaser is Palpatine. We hear him laugh in the trailer.
No one's ever really gone.
So we can assume that Palpatine is going to come back in some form. I guess they could flash all the way back to, springtime for Palpatine. He was young once. People in Star Wars tend to be related to each other. That is kind of a common trope. So one theory is that Janna is Lando's daughter. Lando is a charismatic guy. He has been knocking around the universe for a long time. It's entirely possible that he has a kid or two out there. maybe Jan is one of them. Abrams mentioned while we were reporting this article that the connection between Kylo Ren and Rey runs deeper than anybody realizes. It's entirely possible that they could turn out to be brother and sister. In the new movie, we're going to resolve that. It's a good thing they didn't make out. It was touch and go for a while there. Something I'm really curious about is whether we're going to see more Force users in this movie. At this point, we're basically down to two, Kylo Ren and Rey and Broom Boy. It seems like the kind of throwaway Rian Johnson would do, and that JJ would be like, Ryan, that is so stupid. We're not having Broom Boy in the movie. They should have Broom Boy turn out to go like super wrong and be like a major Sith. That would be a good twist. I should have suggested that to JJ. Another question that's sort of out there on the internet, will we see Snoke? We never really learned that much about Supreme Leader Snoke, and he did look very dead the last time we saw him. But there's a lot of unanswered questions around him, so who knows? He could turn up. Another dangling thread is Chewbacca. Chewbacca's best buddy, Han Solo, got killed by Kylo Ren. I think everybody is wondering if he's kind of going to get his revenge and take out Kylo Ren with a bowcaster. It would be super satisfying if Chewbacca got some kind of closure for the trauma of losing Han Solo. You have to wonder what's going to happen to the Millennium Falcon at the end of the movie. The Millennium Falcon, at this point, it's almost a character. It's got so much personality, everybody's so fond of it. It was originally Lando's. I feel as though Chewbacca probably has some sense of ownership over it as well.
Do you know if any main characters die in the film?
The answer to that is yes. Star Wars stuff is always super locked down by Disney, but every once in a while, when you're talking to a cast member, they will let something slip out. I know a few things I shouldn't know, and that is all I'm going to say about it, because it's so much better to find these things out when you watch the movie. That is everything that we know and don't know and shouldn't know about The Rise of Skywalker. As you can see, almost everything about it is still a mystery, which is probably as it should be. And everything is going to be revealed around Christmas time this year.